everyone, welcome back to Attacking Third alongside Sandra, Darian, and Christine. I'm Lisa. What an incredible interview with the newest member of Bay FC, Nigerian forward Asisat Oshoala. Really good chat to hear from her. This is a player that Bay FC just acquired the rights to her in a transfer with FC Barcelona Femenine out of Liga F in Spain. She's played all over the world, in China, in England, in Nigeria, of course, in Spain. And now she comes to America. We got to hear firsthand from her after she's only been in the country for a couple of days. I mean, that interview was really cool to get to know her personality, Christine. What stood out to you about the chat we had with her?
First of all, she's so much more chill than anyone I would have expected for what she's accomplished. You know how sometimes you just think that these like incredibly talented but ambitious people will be like a little bit more like ratcheted up, ready to, no, placid, like just very chill about it, very at home, seems really looking forward to this season and just seeing what dust she can kick up against now fellow California potential rivals very naturally. She refuses to choose favorites. I love that about her. But she just really, she's all business. Like you could just see it. Like she's ready to go.
I cannot emphasize the importance of not only acquiring very skilled and accomplished players, but like more just really cool players. I am just like absolutely here for the Oshoala era in Bay FC, and like talk about just like the moves that the franchise has been making. I think like to have, you know, we had our interview with Dana Castellanos, and now chatting a little bit with Oshoala, and just they really were over the course of this offseason and now into their preseason, like really just about playing chess and not checkers. Like when it came to their moves and their roster building, I love that. And just sort of hearing a little bit about how it came to life and kind of, you know, the whole concept of like buying into a vision, which I think when you're trying to lure or acquire, sign like major key international players like that is important to have like a very strong vision. So very cool to hear how she kind of received that and is already buying into it.
I'm buying in.
Yeah, we're all bought in. Give us a jacket, please. But anyways, I loved that interview because between her and Dana, I think it shows that Bay FC is really getting some very seasoned, very experienced players. And that is so important for a new team to have these players that are, you know, they're both calm, cool, collected. Kupo, you said, just very placid, very professional. So bringing that into a new franchise where the team is really, really young and you have these decorated, like they basically won everything they possibly can in Europe. Super decorated, intelligent players that know what it takes to be a champion, know how to win every single thing, and bring that to a young team and a new organization is really going to set a standard to be one of the best teams in the league. So I think Bay FC has really made the right moves, and that interview was really solidified it for me that, oh, okay, Oshoala comes into training and she's this calm, cool, collected and is showing out on the field and has all of these accolades that we all aspire to do is huge for setting the tone and the culture of what Bay FC is going to be. So I'm excited for it. That is a huge addition to the squad going into preseason.
The accolades that Oshoala has and that continue to fill up her resume include winning Liga F 4 times. She was the league's top scorer as well. She won Champions League twice. She was 6-time African Women's Footballer of the Year, a 2-time Women's World Cup competitor. So, Darian, when you look at Bay FC and all of the players that Albertine Montoya has brought into this expansion side, how do you think Oshoala fits into this roster?
Oh, I think she is going to be exactly how she is with Barcelona, or was with Barcelona, with her hold-up play, her ability to play off of the ball, her finishing ability. I think we've seen a lot of players where we're like, oh, it looks like it's going to be a 3-5-2. It's going to be ultra attacking minded, which is going to be so good for her to just hunt around the 18 and get shots on goal and finish in the ways that we've seen her and very few other players finish, with bicycle kicks and all of these incredibly acrobatic ways where she is able to score goals. So I think she's going to stay up high on the pitch, let the players around her develop, feed the ball back, get in between lines, into seams, and in the box where she's most lethal. I think it really is a huge signing, and it Albertine Montoya, you were right, has played chess, and it's just what am I going to say? The cherry on top of this entire team he's built. Like it all is making sense now, and I'm really excited to see their style of play coming into the season.
I feel like between Oshoala and Castellanos, that was officially my shots fired. Because I felt like even with the draft, they sort of just did their little cleanup where it was midfielders, a defender here and there, not too splashy. But I was like, okay, I see the strategy coming together here. And then I kind of had to pick my jaw up off the floor because you have, Castellanos, who's certainly gone on a tear coming off of Man City duty, and then having a player who's essentially like a gold standard attacker in Asisat Oshoala is just bananas. For an expansion side, that sends a hell of a statement.
Yeah, for me, I'm almost kind of like what's next, right? Like we're talking about, like I'm making the reference of like chess. It's like it's a series of moves, so it's like it's not just like here's one jump, here's another one, right? It's like I'm almost kind of like, hold on, should we just like wait with bated breath to see if like anything else is coming down the pipeline? That notorious backed up fax machine at the league front office.
You got some info, Sandra? You got a leak?
What's going on here? Hey, not yet. Maybe stay tuned. We'll see. My ears are wide open. But I just we couldn't stop nodding my head, like listening to Darian speak a little bit about it, and just going back to hearing what Oshoala was saying about like having that vision in those conversations with Bay FC, with Albertine, and then kind of taking a look at what the roster is at this current time, the recent signing of Castellanos, like how they see Castellanos is kind of like this pure 10, more of an attacking make type. Like, is that going to, did they say, in the conversations to Oshoala, like, we see you, just be you, like just sort of linger, be that poacher, be that pure nine, like I'm very excited. That's where I'm at right now, where it's just like, okay, now I just want to see it come to life.
I welcome her reign of terror. I'm so excited about this. And like, now that we've gotten to speak with her, I really wanted to sort of, introduce a new villain to NWSL and just have that like bravado, but she just seems way too composed, devoid of like that required minimum massive ego. I'm excited either way.
Christine, that's such a good point. She doesn't have an ego. It's more just like, this is how she is. She's going to go out there. She's going to wreck.
Extremely level-headed. And you know what? That terrifies me more.
Frankly, it does. But she did talk a little bit about the rivalry. She's already kind of wants to create a stir with the teams in California, because now Bay FC will be the third side in California, along with San Diego Wave and Angel City FC. Chris, does this mean that we're going to see the start of a California rivalry from one of the newest members in the league in Oshoala?
From your lips to the soccer god's ears, which is all I long for in this life. Okay, I want to see her rise and just like reign of terror, whereby all goals fall from the sky and everybody runs from her. That's my hope.
It makes me really excited, even for like the preseason. Like even the fact that she, like,
think about it, like the injection of soft
just a little bit.
Season, we're winning.
Yeah, just the fact that she like touched on it just like a little bit, where it's like there's going to be that Coachella like preseason invitational with Bay FC, Angel City, San Diego Wave, Portland Thorns. I mean, it's wild to think about it at this moment, because we have a San Diego Wave side that's literally only going to take their third step right in the league as far as their own introduction, having had their first season just in 2022. But Casey Stoney and the Wave have achieved so much in such a short little time. And then we also have an Angel City side that is coming off of their first ever kind of playoff appearance. And what is left to be said about the Thorns at this point and everything they've achieved. So the fact that Bay FC is going to kind of get in the mix a little bit early here in preseason at the end, kind of like mid to end February, very smart, I think, to kind of have that bit of a tournament to put together, some exhibition games, I think, even for some West Coast fans to take a look at. So good times coming ahead for Bay FC.
Really good times for Bay FC, frankly, for the league as well. When you look across the landscape of all 14 teams, right, it's the biggest year in the NWSL. This seems like there has been the most international signings for the first time in the NWSL. Players that are coming to compete in this league for their first time as veterans. And Oshoala is just another player in that long list, which to me says that the league is taking a turn for the better in terms of leveling up the competition, the diversity of skill sets, the diversity of styles that these teams are playing. Mm-hmm. We've started to see the shift of how coaches are redeveloping teams and restructuring their formation and their formats to compete at a higher level, and frankly, on a different game plan than any other team in the league. And with all of these internationals coming in, and Asisat Oshoala, the Nigerian international forward, being just another one of those players to continue to level up, guys, this year is going to be great in the NWSL. I am so excited for it. And this is just another crazy landmark signing. Asisat Oshoala headed to Bay FC, 2-year deal with an option for 2027. Albertine Montoya, he keeps cooking in the kitchen. He's playing chess, not checkers. And we are so excited to chat about it. Thanks everyone so much for joining us. Happy Black History Month. And we'll be back with so much more Attacking Third later this week.